Hi, everybody, and thanks for joining me today. Now, this reading is for Aries for the 4th of February 2019, and it's a general reading, so may not suit everyone, but hopefully there's a message here just for you. Enjoy! Okay, let's have a look at these cards. Now, we have the Six of Cups and the Queen of Wands and the King of Cups. Now, has there been someone that's came back into your life, or someone that you've reconnected with that was maybe from your childhood, or a friend from maybe a past job, or if you've moved from a past area, someone that's came from a time previous to the life that you're living now. And you've got very fond memories of them. And because of all those fond memories, you've opened your arms up to them because you have a lot of affection for them, for all the good times that you've been through. Now, times have moved on, and life is, an unpredictable thing, and it can be kind to some people and a little bit unkind to others. And because of that, could it be that this person has grown into someone who maybe still has a lot of edges, a lot of rough spots? And because of the things that this person has experienced, there may be a lot of hard reactions to things. There may be less flexibility. There may be more strict in how they view things and more negative in how they view things now than when they did when they were a child or when you knew them previously. And this is something that has brought out your protective side. This just compassionate and sensitive towards this person because of the affection that you've known with them in the past. And you really want to help this person get through this difficult patch because you knew the person when all of these horrible, hard things have made them into a person with hard reactions to life in general. Let's move these cards over to the side and see what this has to say. Now we have the Queen of Swords in reverse, the Page of Wands in reverse, and the Six of Pentacles. Now, has this person had quite a lot of disappointment that's, hurt them very, very deeply? And, they don't have the trust in people anymore because they feel that, they've been tricked and deceived by other people when, they thought there was a positive relationship there. It could be that maybe that other person was just talking to them because, they had to, or because they wanted something from them, or even because, they were just not very nice people themselves and they just wanted to use this person for whatever reason. So there could also be a little bit of self-deception, that this person wanted to believe the lies of the people round about her so much that she pulled the wool over her eyes in order not to see the truth of what was going on, possibly. And that sort of thing can leave a person very jaded, and leaves them with a hard reaction to life in general. And it could be that they just don't want to get into anything new because the past is always going to be there with them now. They're going to believe that everyone is going to try to trick or take or take her as a fool. Now I'm saying her, but it could be a man or a woman. And it could be that you really do want to help, the person that was your friend. And, they may not want to ask for help, but it could be that you want to offer and provide that help without them asking because you think it's the right thing to be doing. Now, let's move on to the next set of cards. And we have the Eight of Wands in reverse, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Nine of Wands. Now, this is not going to be easy. It's going to feel like an uphill battle. And, there's going to be a lot of chaos and, frustration. And, it could be that certain days you just don't know whether you're coming or going. And it's going to take a lot of discipline, both on your part and, your friend's part, to begin to make forward steps. Because there's going to have to be, set rules in order to move forward. And that is going to be the difficult thing. That is going to be the point of frustration and the uphill battle. Because with these rules, if the person is disciplined and, attempts to stick to these guidelines, then, there's going to be achievement, there's going to be forward movement. And it's not something that you can do. Your friend has to do it on their own. But with every forward step and achievement, their confidence is going to grow. And, it is definitely going to be an uphill battle. There's no easy way around it. It's going to take a lot of strength and a lot of discipline, and there are going to be days where it just feels too much and you're going to feel like you're losing the battle against this fight. And let's move down to the next set of cards. And we have the Five of Swords, the Three of Wands in reverse, and the Emperor in reverse. Now, even though you're battle weary and, your stamina is being tested in trying to stick by these guidelines and rules, there may come a time where it's not possible that, you have to unsheath that sword and defend yourself. And it could be that maybe the reason for the disappointment comes to a head, and that whether it be with yourself or your friend, that there may be an exchange of thoughts, disagreement. It could be that there are nasty words said against each other, and it could be something that neither of you are proud of. And moving on to the Three of Wands in reverse, these things do happen. Everyone has moments where words get heated and angers flare, and it could put a spanner in the works with the forward movement and the progress. And it could be that some decisions were made that weren't for the best, and there could be delays in moving forward. There could be a little bit of a step back even. But the thing to remember in moving on to the Emperor in reverse is that try not to be so rigid with these guidelines and rules that you've set up, because that could be something that can't be 100% achieved all of the time, because we're human, and there's going to be moments where cruel words come out, and the discipline goes, and maybe you start shouting the odds and being bossy and controlling. But the thing is that, it is a battle. It's a long-term battle, and there's going to be moments where, you're still fighting the fight. Some days will be easier than others, but the key is to be kind to yourself. To take those hard moments with a pinch of salt and, say to yourself, okay, it's a bad day. Let's be fair about it. Let's be kind to myself or your friend and move on. Because, let me move that card over there just now. The next set of cards we have is the Nine of Swords in reverse, the High Priestess in reverse, the Magician in reverse, and Judgment in reverse. Now, with each blip that you have, there's always the guilt and the obsessing about what was said, who said, what and what, how nasty it was said, and there's always at the end of something that causes anger to flare. There's always the moments afterwards where you just obsess about what's been said, to the point where maybe neither of you can sleep. You're just so worried about everything that's happened that all you can do is think about this. And it could be, in moving on to the High Priestess in reverse, that is part of the worry that you don't know what's going to happen now. Do you feel that maybe there's so many things that you don't know about each other? and experiences that can influence, different reactions between people, that, you don't know what's going to happen. But the main thing is that you don't want to feel as though you're being manipulated into doing something, that the person that you're trying to help is, tricking you into doing something because that's all that that other person has known is the lies and deceit. So it could be that you don't know where this person is coming from at the moment because of this outburst. And moving on to this extra card, the judgment card, is it maybe going through your head that maybe the support that you're trying to give may not be a good idea? That maybe you're hindering the person more than helping? Because is the person maybe avoiding the changes, the guidelines and the rules because they're finding it too difficult? So there's a part of you that actually wants to maybe back away and give this up. Because are you maybe doubting whether or not you can heal all these wounds? Okay, let me put this card back over here and bring these other cards back in. And we have the Six of Cups, the Queen of Wands in reverse, and the King of Cups. Now, this could be a friend, from a past job or a past home that you lived in, or, from childhood, whatever the experience is. This is someone from your past that you have warm feelings for, a great generosity towards. And, things have not gone so well for them. And having the personal growth that most people have, and having all the sharp edges knocked off your personality, and all of the shadow sides of people's personality are usually something that falls away as they grow older. But for this person here, that's been a difficult road, and it's something that you do feel for them, that this has been a hard road for them. And there's a strong sense of wanting to help. Now, I'm aware that through this reading, I may have confused you a little bit because I kept saying, she or them or, that person, and then moved into the I and the you. Now, there is two distinct people here. There is the person who is going through all of these troubled moments, and the person who is trying to help. And there is very, very two distinct people, but they are very intertwined in this moment where, they're trying to help each other through difficult moments. Okay, now I'm going to leave it there. And as always, this is a pretty specific reading. So if this doesn't relate to you, or you're in your situation entirely, then it could be that there's only one or two cards from this reading that suit your personal situation. So please draw from the reading the parts that are relevant for you, and, consider what is being said. All right, have a fantastic week and take care with whatever it is you're doing. And I'll see you next week, Aries. Bye.